All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Sorry it took me so long to set up this. For whatever reason, computer was acting up. It wasn't going the way I wanted to, and it's still not working out the way I wanted to. So if you guys can see me in the comment section, let me know. And if you guys could hear me the proper way, let me know as well. Appreciate everybody that is out there. I seen a couple of the guys already. We're gonna address some of the comments here pretty quick. But I see Wicked up there say, I'm not sure if I want to see this. It's going to piss me off. Oh man, I gotta tell you, man, I was so upset. I was so upset the entire day. I think it was what, Friday, when I heard this. I mean, I just could not believe it. I was so mad. And then I saw someone, and I shared that with that person, and that person, which happens to be I'm assuming a prior Army guy, because they always wear a hat that says Army. He didn't thought it was a big deal, so that upset me even more. But right after that, I talked to another Army dude that he thought was disgusting, and he thought was a huge deal. And I was able to talk for a little bit. I did put some information out there in the Discord application that I use, where I talk to the patrons privately. And if you want to be a patron, obviously you will have access to that. And Pastor Chow put some stuff there, wrote some stuff down for me. I read it, and he actually made me feel pretty good. So I appreciate that, sir. But I got to tell you, I was unbelievable upset. Like it took me to a different level. But before we get into this conversation, let me give you a background. And big shout out to Count Spooky is in the house. My life is Mimi something life. That's a long name, man. Your life is awesome, man. Your life is great. Don't get depressed about that. Yeah, big shout out to all you guys that are watching. You guys are great, and I appreciate you guys' support big time. I'm going to play a clip here from Fox News, kind of give you guys a little bit take. Then I'm going to give you my take on it, and then we're just going to cut it up and you know, continue. But to me, just if you don't watch the whole video and you're just watching the beginning, this is unacceptable. What happened is a disgrace to our military. They're respectful to our veterans. They're respectful to the families of these soldiers that unfortunately they won't be able to receive any justice because this guy walked away with no time, no jail time. So again, you know, nothing pretty much happened to him, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But let me know as I'm playing this video here. Definitely let me know if you could hear the volume as well in the comment section below. So let's do this.
The controversial case of Army soldier Bo Bergdahl, charged with desertion and misbehavior before the enemy, is, it appears now coming to a close. Laura Engel has the latest on the verdict in his court-martial from our New York newsroom. Laura?
Hi, John. Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl will spend no time in prison. The judge on the case deciding to give him a dishonorable discharge and a demotion, and also his pay will be reduced. But again, no prison time for desertion. Now, this comes after 31-year-old Bo Bergdahl pleaded guilty last month to endangering his comrades by walking off his post in Afghanistan in 2009. This has been a case we have all been following very closely. He was then captured by Taliban allies and held for 5 years. Prosecutors on the court-martial were asking for at least 14 years in prison, pointing out to the judge that Bergdahl's fellow soldiers were seriously wounded during searches for the then private first class. One Navy SEAL testified he was shot in the leg and now walks with a limp. He said they searched for Bergdahl even though some of them knew he walked away on purpose. The sentencing phase of Bergdahl's military tribunal lasted 8 days. Bergdahl could have gotten life for desertion and misbehaving before the enemy. The judge on the case started deliberating Bergdahl's fate yesterday after his lawyers pushed for leniency during their closing arguments. They asked for no prison time and they got their wish, arguing he has previously undiagnosed mental illness when he walked off base that day. A doctor who testified this week says those illnesses include a personality disorder and PTSD. Once again, Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl will spend no time in prison for desertion in Afghanistan in 2009. John.
And once again, Laura, he's getting a dishonorable discharge. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's what we're getting.
All right, so let me know what you think down in the comment sections, and share some of your opinions right there. So here's a couple of things. First of all, this dude, we've been following this story for quite some time here on the channel. If you go back in the videos, we have done hangouts here where we have talked about this, and we've been following this guy for years, probably for the last 2 years. Again, check out some of the videos. We have talked about him a lot. So essentially, this guy joins the army, goes into Afghanistan, and at one point he decides to walk away. He decides to walk away mainly because, and just to give you a background, mainly because there were some things that he didn't agree. So he wanted to go out there. Apparently, this is the story that he says, in order to get some attention and be able to share the issues that he had. First thing that I see with that is that he was a private. So as an E1 or as a new E2, whatever he was, new into the army, what does he know? Seriously, like, what does he know? What kind of issues can he really share? I mean, he's a new guy. I mean, can you go to your job and 3 weeks later you want to share some information? The big issue that is happening in Burger King, and you've been working in Burger King for a week? Obviously not. So I don't even think that story. To me, that makes no sense, because you are a private. You know, if you see some of the guys up here, some of the Marines would tell you, if you're a PFC in the Marine Corps, private first class, you don't even rate to talk. That's just how it is. We didn't even rate to talk yet. You know, unless you pick up some rank and you do some time, you don't even rate it. So again, that's the story. But the reality was that he left his post because he wanted to join the bad guys. He wanted to join the other side, right? So essentially what he did was that he walked out to join the other side, and he's so stupid that the other side, the bad guys, were like, we don't need any more trigger pullers, right? We could get anyone to pull trigger. That's not an issue. Finding somebody to fight, that's not an issue for the Taliban. They have many soldiers, so we call them terrorists. They're soldiers to themselves, right? So what they did was that they put him in a cage. They hold him as a enemy combatant, or what's the proper word here? They hold him as a prisoner. There we go, as a prisoner, and for 5 years. So essentially, he went there looking to join them, and it backfired on him, and he was held as a prisoner. Now, meanwhile, as you see here in the video, his unit went out there to look for him. So his unit did multiple deployments or multiple combat missions looking for him. And what happened is that 6 guys died. So 6 guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was a total of 6 guys. 6 guys died. It was an Army sergeant or Army staff sergeant that got shot in the head. I mean, this guy got shot in the head. I mean, this guy right now is alive, but cannot even do anything. Can't play with his kid. Can, be a husband to his wife. Can do nothing. It was a Navy SEAL that got shot in the leg. So again, you have 6 guys that got killed and 2 guys, as far as I know, that were injured. One of them, the staff sergeant or the sergeant being shot in the head, I mean, pretty much took him out. He's not himself anymore. So here. So again, it's kind of frustrated, but from there, this is what happened. Obama, wow, this got to be in the top 3 worst thing that he did as a president. From there, Obama decided to change 5 high-level terrorists, for this traitor, right? So the country does, and if you guys recall, you guys been following this for a while, he didn't have time to notify the Congress, and he had to do this really fast. Anyway, he gave the enemy 5 terrorists, which some of them have been confirmed to be back in the fight, for this traitor. So we do the search we do the switch. And he's welcome here as like a hero, you know, like Obama, President Obama has a conference. His father and his mom shows up there. They talk about it. You know, finally he's coming back. Like trying, I don't even know what was the strategy behind this, but trying to make him come back as a hero, and which is not the case. You know, he's a traitor. So finally, there's an investigation. And finally, you know what? Obviously, they say, you know what? You're a traitor. You're going to get charged. The army decides to charge him, and he plead guilty to, I believe it was, the case was, and let me see some of the comments here. Chance says terrible negotiation. You're absolutely right. Write some of the comments in there, because I can't remember exactly the charge, but it was misconduct. Here we go. Misconduct in front of the enemy, which could have a life sentence. So he could have gone to jail for life. This colonel, that is the judge, could have sent him to jail from 0 to life in prison. I mean, he had a pretty good amount of years. He could have given 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 life, right? So again, unbelievable that this happened. So he pleads to guilty to misconduct in front of the enemy, and also I think the section, because obviously he walked away, and this sentence starts, and it comes back to, let's see, pay reduction. And one of you guys just asked, how did he remain a sergeant? The reason why he picked up a sergeant, it wasn't like me. It wasn't like Wicked. And some of you guys out there are sergeants that we actually work. And every so much time, we got pinned a rank. I mean, just from sergeant to staff sergeant took me almost 4 years waiting. Sergeant, it took me, I was in the Marine Corps almost 5 years before I even pinned the rank of sergeant, right? So the reason why he picked up sergeant was because when he came back, you know, the army computer says, well, you should have been a sergeant by this time, and they gave him his sergeant, which, by the way, they also gave him a sergeant, but they also gave him back pay. So he got paid a ton of money. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of thousands. One of you guys put him in the comment how much he got paid, but he got paid a ton of money. So knowing that, one of the things that he got was pay reduction, which is $1,000 a month for 10 months. So it's going to be $10,000, right? That's nothing. To him, that's not going to be nothing. That's a little slap. Nothing. Because once again, like I say, he got paid hundreds of thousands of money. You know, like he got paid so much money that $10,000 for him is probably like you giving me $2 right now. So that's not going to be a big deal. He got demoted to private. Again, he was a private when he went into the army, and guess what, guys? He's not going to have a career. He's not. I mean, he's not planning to have a career in the army. Obviously, he's out. So again, doesn't matter if he's a sergeant, an E4, an E3, or a private. So what did he care? Do you think he care? Do you think he has love for his rank? He doesn't. You know, I telling you right now, I love being a staff sergeant. That was my rank, and that was the highest rank that I have. And you could ask any Marine, you call me by the wrong rank, we would have had issues. But he doesn't have the love for the army. He doesn't have the love for the military. He could care less what rank is. So again, not even a punishment. E1, and then dishonorably discharged. So obviously being dishonorable, having that dishonorable discharge from the military, he won't be able to collect benefits like I do, like some of you veterans do out there, you know, like VA loans to buy a house, you know, VA benefits and things like that. So again, I don't know exactly how much of the dishonorable discharge, if he actually raised any benefits from the VA. As far as I know, I don't think he will be able to rate 0 benefits. Maybe we could maybe put a comment about that. Oh, Richard Chance out there. I think as far as I know, I don't think he will be able to rate 0 benefits from the military. So again, reduction of pay, what did he care? He has money. Reduction of rank, what did he care? He doesn't give a crap about, you know, rank. And obviously dishonorable discharge, which is probably going to follow him. But guess what? I know people. Here's the thing, guys. I know people that got dishonorable discharge for doing something so insignificant to what this guy did that you wouldn't even believe it. Like, truly, you wouldn't believe it. You could have gotten a dishonorable discharge for anything. You could have had a dishonorable discharge for getting drunk, and maybe getting into a fight with your wife and maybe pushing your wife. Not even a full domestic, you know. I'm just saying something. Now that is small. I mean, you should not get drunk and push your wife. Obviously, we're not advocating that in the channel. That's completely wrong, and you should never do that. But I'm comparing that to joining a terrorist group and being a traitor to this country. Do you not think he gave information regarding those guys? Regarding the base, regarding positions, regarding missions? Of course he did. He had to. If not, he would have been killed. He's a selfish guy. Again, you know, 6 guys being killed, 2 guys being wounded, as far as I know. Obviously, crazy situation. So, pretty much, the dude didn't get anything. Now, this trial results are going to be forward to a general. I think it's a 4-star general. But as far as I know, he won't be able to make any changes. What he can do is that he can reduce what he got, which is nothing. We already discussed that. So he may be able to reduce a little bit of what he got, but he's not able to add up more to it, if that makes any sense. So this punishment is a joke. Completely a joke. I mean, I couldn't even believe what I saw. I got to tell you, I came here on Friday and I recorded a video, and it was coming out bad. I think the good Lord knew. I was so upset about this because this is disrespectful not only to veterans, but not only to that, but this essentially what it does is that it tells the family of these soldiers that die doing this mission that there is no justice for them. That's what it does. These families that have, you know, mothers and fathers that have no kids right now, the children were killed by the enemy, you know, wife that are now there, children that their dad died looking for a traitor to this country, have no justice at all. Really, we allow a criminal to walk away with no punishment. That's what happened. This colonel, his name is Jeffrey something. It's unacceptable what you did, sir. Unacceptable. You fail to do your work as you are supposed to do. You just did. You failed to do it. I mean, when you allowed this guy to walk away with no punishment, just a little slap, I mean, what were you thinking? Uncalled. Just unbelievable. I mean, I have no words to say about this. It just completely upset me that this happened. Completely upset me. It's just uncalled for what he did. Now, some of the things that he says that because he was in captivity for 5 years, you know, that was, you know, punishment enough. No, I don't think so. You know, 6 people dying. I mean, you go to jail for 20 years for killing 1 person. So there were 6 people dying as a result of your neglection. 2 people seriously injured. You know, the information that you provided to the enemy, 5 years wasn't enough. Even your entire life wasn't going to be enough. You know, but again, that was not enough. This thing that he had PTSD, last time I checked, you're supposed to get PTSD when you come back. That post-traumatic, so it's post. Post mean that it goes after. So essentially you go to combat, you come back with post-traumatic stress. Unless you have in your second tour, you go back again. You may go there with some post-traumatic stress, but typically you get it after. So when he made that decision of walking away, he has no post-traumatic stress. He just showed up to Afghanistan. This was planned. I mean, he wrote emails. Bergdahl wrote emails to his father or his mom saying that he was going to do something. He packed his clothes and put it to the side. I mean, he was ready. This was planned. This was not like, I'm just going to walk away. And as far as, you know, him saying that, you know, every day I thought I was going to die, that's your fault, man. You walk into the enemy. You know, here's the thing that we understand. When we went to combat, we knew for a fact that if the enemy got us, we were done. Done. I mean, it was it's so many, you know, Army guys, Marines that into the last moment they pop a grenade, boom, done. I met guys that pop grenades, like right there when they were about to be killed. They took a grenade, put it in the front, and they even got shrapnel because of their own grenades. You know, I met 2 guys that did that. So they knew they weren't gonna get caught because they knew they were gonna get killed. So when you walk to the enemy, you know you're going to get killed. So he knew that. So the fact that he survived that is unbelievable, obviously, you know. But to come back and to blame, you know, like he blamed President Trump. I'm not going to get a fair trial because President Trump's statements. Well, what did the president say? You should have been killed? Yes. You're a traitor to our nation? Yes. I mean, it is what it is, you know. We could continue to argue this all you want, but what he said was the reality. You are a traitor to our nation, a coward, and your neglection resulted on people dying, and you should have taken accountability for it and pay for it. Not only plead guilty, you should have stood up and said, you know what, I want to serve time in jail because you know what, I don't know what to tell you. Unbelievable. But here's the deal, too. Wiki just said it. Trump wasn't president at the time of the comments. He wasn't. Yeah, right. So he had nothing to do with that. They even tried to blame this on the president of the United States. And here's the deal. This is what I've been saying. I've been saying this for so long, man. It's unbelievable. And you know, it's kind of sad. But every time we see all this politically crap out there, our troops are the one that pay for it. Always do. Always do. You know, the news is going all over Trump, what Trump said about Bergdahl, yada, yada, yada. And even some of the stuff that is happening is influenced by the administration or the drama or the fake news. But who really pay for what happened? Our troops. 6 soldiers are dead. I mean, they're not coming back. And we're talking about Trump telling that he should, you know, it makes no sense. It's like the soldiers are truly the victims here. So I hate it when they were trying to make him feel like the victim. You know, poor him. He spent 5 years in captivity. I don't give a crap how long he was in captivity. He's a traitor to our nation. And you know what? In the Marines, we would have had issues with him. I'm surprised. I'm truly surprised because we in the Marines, you know, there's nothing worse than a traitor and a fat kid. The Marines know this. You're fat, you're not going to make it. You're a traitor, you're not going to make it. It's just unbelievable, man. So I think I went in a rampage here for a while, 23 minutes. I'm glad that I was able to do this a couple of days after because, like I said, I was so mad. So I appreciate Pastor Chow letting me know, giving some words of encouragement to me because legitimate. Friday, I read that early in the morning and it ruined my entire day. And some of the guys that have been there, done that, they know what it takes. They really know what it takes, and they truly understand what this guy did. You know, some of the guys are, oh, well, you know, he paid for 5 years. That's probably because you haven't seen your brothers die for this country. Because I'm telling you, if you see one of your brothers die for this country, you will change your opinion when someone they respect the troops, someone they respect the flag, someone they respect the national anthem, someone they respect one of your fellow brothers, someone they respect the uniform. You will have a different opinion if one of your brothers died for that. Truly would. Let me read some of the comments here. Chan said it is sickness. Yeah, man. Here's dude. And you know this because you are a believer like me. This is why we place our trust and our hope in Jesus Christ, man, because every person will let you down. Every group will let you down, and everyone will let you down. Only Christ himself will never let you down. And that's why I don't ever, anymore place my hope in people. I place my hope in God, and it is what it is. Lifter said, what happened to this cross-dressing Antifa? I don't know, man. I haven't heard anything about it. You know what? I went to work today. I came home. I had a good meal with my wife. She cooked something really, really good. It was amazing. And I haven't heard anything about Antifa. Apparently, they were supposed to do something today. Nothing yet. Steve Johnson said, Colonel Jeffrey Nance is the judge that dealt with this case. Bob says, you're a hero in my eyes. Sure. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know what? This is the great thing about our troops, man. All the years that I spent in the Marine Corps, 11 and a half years, and there's so many guys that I met, so many cool dudes that I met. Really, our troops do things because they love it. Not even because, when we go home and people will be like, oh, thank you for serving our country and things like that. And it's kind of cool, but in all reality, what you really have is that you have a bunch of guys that love the country and would do anything. Would do anything to keep the people safe. And that's the majority of people you're going to find. Obviously, you're going to have bad apples. You have bad apples everywhere. But, it's just great guys that love this country and would die for anyone, in many cases, that's what you're gonna see. Uh, 47 KCR says, I thought the scariest thing was a 19 years old pissed off Marine. What happened to that? You're right about that, especially if it's a Lance Corporal. Lance Corporals, they don't care, man. They will run you over if they have to. Oh, Lord. Ted Hart says, remember, brother, he will face the ultimate judge. Amen to that, man. You better know Jesus by that point, because if it doesn't, he's going to be in trouble. Let me see some of the comments in here. And you know what? Wicked says something. Wicked said he's probably going to have a book. They're probably going to have a movie. And he's probably going to make millions of dollars. You're probably right, man. But I tell you what, I won't support none of those things. I know you won't either. But I won't support none of those things. And but you're probably right. That's just how it is. I mean, we're living in a society today where kids could go on national TV and they respect their moms and become famous. You know, you got that young girl, maybe 13 years old. What did you say? Catch Me Outside. She has like what, 8-9 million followers in Instagram. She has companies sponsor her, bodyguards, and what did she did? She did respect her mom in national TV. I mean, this society is out of control, and that's why I call upon the men out there to be a father, to be a leader of your house, and to make sure that your children are led the right way, and make sure your children are doing the right thing, and that's just how it is. Be involved, man. Be involved. I'm telling you, we could make it different. All right, so anyways, just wanted to come over here. Right now, I wanted to come over here and just talk to you guys for a little bit. 28 minutes and 30 seconds. I appreciate everybody that's watching. Thank you so much. You guys are great. Really, really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the patrons that support me in the Patreon, and you guys are outstanding too. Thank you. I couldn't do it without you guys. This video was demonetized before I even started. I actually had to submit a request to be monetized before I went live. And if you're a patron, download the Discord. I'm going to put in the fee in Patreon. Download the Discord app. We've been talking to a bunch of guys there, and we could share pictures, we could share links. I've been sharing a bunch of things. You could ask Chance, Pastor Charles, all the patrons out there. We've been having a great conversation there. and it has been fantastic. I'm actually liking that app a lot. I'm actually really digging. So again, I appreciate the support. Stay tuned because we got a lot of more videos coming up. And as always, guys, God is in control.